Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well and staying warm and dry on this rather drizzly Tuesday. When I was reading today's gospel this morning, there were a few lines that really stood out to me. In the gospel, Jesus is passing through the town of Jericho. And then the story goes on to say, "Now a man there named Zacchaeus, who is a chief tax collector and also a wealthy man, was seeking to see who Jesus was. But he could not see him because of the crowd, for he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree in order to see Jesus, who was about to pass that way." Then Zacchaeus goes on to have an encounter with Jesus, but I kept on coming back to this moment in the story. Zacchaeus couldn't see Jesus. The crowd was overwhelming, and the crowd blocked his view of Christ. And I couldn't help but think of the many ways in our lives that we may experience this inability to see Christ in the circumstances of our lives. When we're facing difficult things, we may often hear people say, or maybe even hear a small echo in our own hearts of, "God, where are you? I can't see you in all of this." And like Zacchaeus, right now we may feel kind of overwhelmed by the crowds. And these crowds look different than they did 2,000 years ago. Rather than people physically blocking us from Jesus, maybe we're facing the barriers created by a global pandemic, division within communities, and violence, just to name a few. But the story doesn't end with Zacchaeus lost in the crowd. I'm really struck by Zacchaeus' desire to encounter Christ. He runs ahead and climbs a sycamore tree to see Jesus. And sycamore trees are pretty massive. It's a really impressive feat for Zacchaeus to climb this tree. And in coming back again and again to these lines, I just find myself so inspired by Zacchaeus. He didn't accept the current situation that he was in that made it challenging to see Jesus. Rather, he knew that Jesus was there, and he ardently sought a way to find him. It's been leading me to reflect on how I'm seeking Jesus amidst the crowds that I'm facing in my life. Am I allowing myself to be discouraged by the difficulty and fall into hopelessness? Or am I looking for the trees in my life that might offer hope and a new perspective? I would invite you all to ask yourself the same questions this week. Let's pray that, like Zacchaeus, we may earnestly seek Christ in all of the circumstances of our lives, trusting that he's there. I hope you all have a lovely week, and I'll talk to you again next Tuesday.